When you're being your brilliant, bold, authentic, and fabulous self, finally letting your gifting and talent take center stage, the opposition can be very intense. And sometimes this opposition is internal. However, the external opposition that we face feels like an intense mental and emotional battle. And although in the business and corporate world it can feel vicious and cutthroat, where when one person wins and automatically another person loses, it doesn't have to end that way for you to shrink back and hide from stepping up into your power. But it is time to stop. Stop running away. Face the situation with the fire of determination in your eyes, knowing that you're standing strong for your purpose, standing strong for your calling, standing strong for your gifting and your talent, and most importantly, standing strong for you. So, in this week's video, we will talk about how you can stand the strongest when envy and jealousy is the harshest. Are you ready? Let's do this. Your business, career, and mindset coach, equipping you to win by unapologetically owning your inherent brilliance, eliminating your shrinking tendencies so that you can dominate in your field or industry. Click on the subscribe button below as well as the bell so that you'll be notified of when I upload my weekly Wednesday videos. And if you've not gotten a copy of the free ebook, 10 confidence building strategies that you can implement now, what are you waiting for? Click on the link below to obtain your free copy. Tip number 1 to deal with envy and jealousy is to quit focusing on the opposition. Sometimes we really magnify the negative things that people are having to say and ignoring the massive, enormous support and positive things that most other people have to say. I did the same thing. When I was given this major opportunity to present in a meeting because there was a big problem that the organization was facing, and I had a passion project that I had developed to solve this problem. And I got in the meeting and I started to present, and everyone was cheering for me. They were there with me because they knew this problem was big, and what I was proposing was hitting the nail on the head. And of course, one person started speaking up in the room, one executive that immediately just started poking holes at what I was saying. And I allowed the words of that person to distract me from what I had to bring to the table, to distract me from the value that I was bringing. And I kind of tripped myself up a little bit. You know, I noticed that there's a lot of times that we do that when we have massive support, but we allow ourselves to focus on the small, minor, insignificant comments from others, and we miss the tremendous support and the miracle that's happening in front of us. Have you ever overly emphasized the negative word of one person and missed the miracle of support that was happening right in front of you? I want to encourage you to quit doing that and to focus on the support that you have and the miraculous events that are taking place in front of you, and allow the words of the late Dr. Maya Angelou to invoke a strength that is within you that is unstoppable, where she says, "I may come as one, but I stand as 10,000. Knowing that I may seem small and insignificant, but what you don't see is the amazing, powerful backup that I have behind me." And the insignificant comment from your detractor is the minor thing. I want to encourage you to accept the mission of not majoring in the minor things. So if you are willing to accept the mission, type in the comments below, "I accept the mission." And tip number 2 is to examine your intent. Everything that we do must be assessed from a place of understanding what our true intentions and our true motives are, because intentions and motives gives us a glimpse into our souls. If our intention is just to show how great we are and how insignificant and subpar someone else is. We know that we're operating from the ego, from our false selves, and people can see through that. But if your intention is to bring value, to solve a problem, and to just make the outcome much better than it would be without your proposal, then that is a good intention. So I want to encourage you to examine, to purify your intentions so that you can bring a bigger impact on those around you. Tip number 3 is to never shrink to make them feel secure. In her book, A Return to Love, Marianne Williamson says, there is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. My dear friend, there is nothing enlightened about taking a step back from the problem that you're trying to solve or the value that you're trying to bring just because someone else feels threatened by it. That is not your problem. That is not your focus. Your focus is to move forward with the impact that you're trying to make. I see so many people doing this repeatedly. It is ludicrous to take a step back and to sit down when you have a calling, when you have a purpose, when you have a vision of moving forward, just because someone else feels threatened by it. Don't worry about that. What I want to encourage you to do is to step up boldly, brilliantly, powerfully, and unapologetically so that you can make the impact that you were designed to make. Tip number 4 is to lean into love. Self-love, love of others, and divine love. Wherever the energy of love exists, the energy of hate cannot win. And the energy of hate includes envy and jealousy. In challenging times, it becomes even more important to practice self-love, to celebrate yourself and to validate yourself and your awesomeness rather than depending on others. I've learned to appreciate what strength harsh situations will bring out of me, the character and the strength it will bring out, that an amicable environment won't necessarily bring out of me. And so lean into the situation and prepare for the harsh times by incorporating self-love practices that will help you to build your self-worth and your self-esteem so that you can stand strong. The second type of love is love of others. And in these hard times, it becomes really difficult to practice love towards others, especially towards the individuals who are saying negative things about you. But recognize that their insecurity has nothing to do with you. And if you let the negative energy of envy and jealousy prevail, you will get sucked into it and you can't overcome it. So whatever you do, be the change that you want to see in the environment. Don't get caught up in speaking negative things about the individuals that are saying negative things about you, because it just becomes a vicious cycle. But at the same time, it is not about stepping back, as I said before, and not stepping up to disrupt the environment. Sometimes environment does need to be disruptive, especially if it is a toxic environment. And the disruption may come in the form of you saying things that are challenging that other people may not want to hear, including the ones that are envious and jealous. But it is not about going along to get along with the individuals, but it is about disrupting fake peace so that you can have true peace. Because sometimes on the surface, everything looks good, but because we've actually not addressed the underlying problem, there is just this fake peace on surface. And so sometimes having a difficult conversation with someone can be the best and the kindest thing that you can do. So this is not an encouragement to run away from the problem by practicing love, but true love confronts the problem. The third kind of love is divine love. Divine love is the most powerful love that will help to transform us to be able to handle difficult times. It will give us the peace, it will give us the strength, the determination, the focus, and the mental clarity. But in order to access this divine love, we must incorporate practices that help us to connect to our higher self. This may include prayer or meditation, or whatever practice really connects you to the powerful divine energy of love. I want to encourage you during these challenging times to do it more than you've ever incorporated them before. Which one of these 4 tips did you find the most helpful? I want you to type in the comments below which one was most beneficial for you, and check out the link in the comments below where you can get the full detail of the blog associated with this video post. If you like the video, you know what to do. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. That's all for this week, my friends. Remember, you are not built to shrink down to less, but to expand to more. And I am rooting for your more. Have a great week.